And I'm okay with electric cars, too. I think I'm all for electric cars. I've given big incentives for electric cars.
Hey there, and welcome to my channel, The Paper Bag Investor. Today I want to talk about the U.S. presidential election, Trump versus Biden, and ask the question, what does this mean for Tesla short-term and longer-term, depending on who wins? So let's get into it. Before I say anything else, I want to make a very quick disclaimer that I am not a financial advisor. I am a guy with a paper bag on his head who loves investing and thinking about the future. And if you love investing and thinking about the future as well, I encourage you hit that subscribe button down below and become a better investor with me. So the question today is Trump versus Biden and how that would affect Tesla depending on who wins. And I've thought about this for a while, and I really don't think either way it's bad for Tesla. Really, it's a win and bigger win depending on who wins. Because under Trump, Tesla's obviously done very, very well and been thriving as a company. But we also know that if Biden won, he would have much more aggressive green energy policies, and those would likely accelerate Tesla's mission. But overall, a point I want to make in this video and just sort of share my own belief is that I'm not super excited about politicians or politics, nor do I really think they change the world that we're living in. When you have a great economic system and system of values and freedoms that we have in North America, I really think that ultimately the government helps, but in my mind, it's great. It's entrepreneurial leaders that take huge risks, and they ultimately make products or services that are superior and better to sort of legacy or previous products and services. Those really are what drive change. It obviously helps if the government provides added incentives, but ultimately it's up to the economics and the product or service at hand and how much better it is, how much more value it provides for the individual consumer. And in this way, I think Tesla is totally fine, no matter who wins this election or the next U.S. election or the next U.S. election after that, because they're making the best cars in the world and they're continuing to advance on those cars and they're manufacturing them in the best way possible and they're continuing to improve upon their manufacturing process. But back to the U.S. election, I watched some of the first debate last night, and especially the part where they talked about climate change and answered those questions. Again, it's hard to tell if Trump really believes in climate change or not. I'll show you a very quick clip.
Do you believe that human pollution, greenhouse gas emissions contributes to the global warming of this planet?
I think a lot of things do, but I think to an extent, yes. But
so again, if Trump wins, I'm okay with that because as a Tesla investor, I think it's still just going to keep, on the same sort of exponential growth that they're on and continue on that. If Biden wins, though, as a Tesla investor, I'd probably be a little bit more excited, and the stock, Tesla itself, might get a bit of a bump right after he wins. But longer term is really what I care about. And over the next 4 years, if he was president, I think it would really add and accelerate from now till 2024. It would really accelerate Tesla and the transformation to renewable energy. I'm going to play some quick clips of Biden's plan.
Nobody's going to build another coal-fired plant in America. No one's going to build another oil-fired plant in America. They're going to move to renewable energy, number one. Number two, we're going to make sure that we are able to take the federal fleet and turn it into a fleet that's run on their electric vehicles. Making sure that we can do that, we're going to put 500,000 charging stations in all of the highways that we're going to be building in the future. We're going to build an economy that, in fact, is going to provide for the ability us to take 4 million buildings and make sure that they, in fact, are weatherized in a way that, in fact, they'll emit significantly less gas and oil because the heat will not be going out.
For me, as a long-term Tesla shareholder, the most exciting thing I heard from Biden was his suggested plan that they would roll out 500,000 charging stations. Now, I don't know if that means 500,000 charging connection points or 500,000 individual stations that would have multiple connection points. It's probably the former, different actual connection points. Either way, that's a lot of charging stations, and that has a huge impact on people wanting to buy the electric car, wanting to buy that sooner. Just having that availability of more charging stations. The biggest problem with electric vehicles and the reason why electric vehicles didn't take off in the first place and they wouldn't even have had gas-powered vehicles was because of the range of electric vehicles. And that's gotten obviously much better in recent years and continues to improve and get better. But still having those quick charging stations available and that network of charging would be really important for a lot of people to basically put them over the edge and say, yeah, I'm going to buy an electric vehicle as my next vehicle. Biden didn't mention it here, but I would assume he may bring back EV incentive program or even reinstate a new program that would give buyers incentive for buying an electric vehicle. So really, to sum up this video, I think if Trump wins, Tesla's going to be totally fine. But if Biden wins, it's going to add a lot of fuel to the fire for Tesla and really accelerate things towards an EV future. I really haven't had a pulse, though, on the U.S. election. I don't live in the U.S., so let me know in the comments down below what you think. Who do you think is actually going to win the election? I'd be curious to know if anyone sort of has a feel for that, especially if you are an American and you're watching this. Okay, so thanks you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, if you're getting value out of these videos, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, if you're able to hit the like button, really helps me out. And yeah. Thanks again for watching. This is the Paper Bag Investor signing off. Okay, have a good day.